One of my viewers asked me if I could make a deck around Exod, a new rock boss monster with 4000 defense, and since I never let down my viewers, introducing Rockstun. Now, I know what you're thinking. Diggs, this is a burn deck. Those are annoying. And I know, but just hear me out. Okay? Rockstun is all based around getting out and dealing damage with burn cards. Speaking of the cards, we have Deslakuta, which, when flip summoned, lets us draw a card. Then we can flip it back face down to use its effect again. Most of this deck's monsters center around flipping themselves face up, then going back into defense mode because of this deck's main boss monster, Exod, Master of the Guard, who, when an earth monster is flip summoned, deals 1000 burn to our opponent. This was the only feasible way to make this deck because then we can loop Exod's effect with our rocks. Plus, this boss looks super rad, having tied for the highest defense at the moment in Reborn with the $2 store Egyptian gods, Ham and Cheese Sandwich and Rachel. At least I'm pretty sure that's their names. Next, we have Golem Sentry, who, when flip summoned, sends an opponent's monster back to hand. A good bounce, plus it has good defense. We also have Guardian Sphinx, which is a monster with a beefy 2400 defense that, when flip summoned, sends all your opponent's monsters back to their hand. An amazing card on its own, but mainly used in this deck as tribute for Exod. Then we have Guardian Statue, who is just Golem Sentry but with less defense points. Still a good bounce. Medusa Worm destroys a monster on flip summon and, like the other cards, can flip itself back face down. Then we have the alternative boss monster, Megarock Dragon, who gains 700 attack for each monster you banish. But next, we get to the real bread and butter of burn. The spells. We have 3 Chain Energy, which takes 500 life points each time you or your opponent plays a card. Mask of the Accursed makes your opponent take 500 burn and makes them unable to attack with that monster. While Nightmare Steel Cage and Swords of Revealing Light provide stalling power, Toll makes your opponent pay 500 life points each time they want to attack, making them pay their taxes, which will no doubt shake your opponent to the core. While Wave Motion Cannon is another win condition that builds up 1000 burn each time it's your turn, I would recommend shooting it off at 3000 or more, depending on how many removal spells or monsters you think your opponent has left. That way, you get value. Ceasefire is another great burn card that flips up all flip monsters and deals damage for each monster on the field. We, of course, have Magic Cylinder, which is best in a burn deck as it deals a bunch of damage. Ring of Destruction is another monster removal and more damage. Secret Barrel deals burn for each card your opponent has on the field and in hand. And Wall of Revealing Light provides some more stalling power, letting you give up multiples of 1000 life points so that monsters with lower than that amount on your opponent's side cannot attack. This card is frankly amazing into anything in the format. It can stall any relevant deck for quite a bit. I would only recommend giving up 3000 life points because that will wall most of the monsters that are going to give you trouble. The main strategy with Rockstun is going to be to set up your stall cards, flip your rocks, and maintain control of the board. Don't give your opponent much room to work with. Get up your Exod or a Wave Motion Cannon, and you should be good to go. Now then, let's get to some games. Now you can go out to YGO Reborn and rock your opponent's world with Rockstun. Be sure to suggest more deck showcases, tutorials, and more below. And be sure to subscribe or follow for more if you want.